Hello, BookTube. Hello, friends. Welcome to Lizziefaye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth. I hope you are having a lovely holiday weekend. It is the Easter weekend. I'm filming this on Saturday and do plan to upload this today. I wasn't sure if I wanted to upload any videos over this Easter weekend, but we had a Good Friday service at noon yesterday at our church and then a fish fry lunch after. And tomorrow morning, there's a sunrise service. I'm going to try yet again to make it. I have most of my life been unsuccessful at making it to a sunrise service, but I'm going to try. And then, of course, our regular Sunday services. And then we go usually to my in-laws' home for lunch on Easter Sunday with a little bit of egg hunting and things like that. Katie has to work tomorrow, but Emily and myself and Randy will go. So anyway, I'm not doing really any eBay today other than a little bit of shipping I had to do after getting back from our trip last week. Well, we got back last Sunday evening, and so I've had almost a week to recuperate, although it's been busy with income taxes and a couple of videos that need to get done and just various things that I just want to go take a nap. But before I do that, I thought I should come on here and talk a little bit more about Amish in April. So Sarah and I both did our announcement videos. Sarah has already done her TBR along with her announcement in the same video, and I did not do that yet because I had to get that video done quickly before leaving and then upload it while I was on the road. So I finally sat down last night and really just hashed out what I want to read and what I want to listen to and what fits with the prompts and all of that. So I want to share that with you today. But I also want to talk a little bit more about what the video / live stream plans are for the week. So on my channel, I will not only be doing a couple of videos that involve Amish in April topics, but I will be sharing my TBR for May, which will be for middle grade May, which maybe you've already seen the announcement for that. Announcements, not only mine, but the co-hosts. So that'll be coming. But specifically for Amish in April, I will be doing 2 live stream events, one on the first day of the Readathon, which is the 19th. It'll be a terrific Tuesday with friends over coffee, but instead of other BookTube friends, I'm going to be having a guest, and she is an author of Amish fiction. Her name is Debra Torres. I did a pre-filmed video with her last year, and her second book is coming out this week. So I asked her if she would like to come on and do a live stream, and this time you'll be able to come on and ask questions. And if you can't make it to the live stream while it's live, you can of course watch it later, and feel free to place any comments or questions or anything that you want to say in the comments if you can't make it to the live stream. But I hope that some of you can. Even if you don't read Amish fiction, maybe you are an aspiring writer and you would like to ask her questions about publishing. She has a channel where she has done some reviews of Amish literature, and she also, on her channel, has done some videos that relate to getting her book up and running, like her what am I trying to say? The photo, I can't even think right now. The photo shoots for the covers and things like that. They're super interesting. So I will leave her channel linked in this video, and I hope you will come back Tuesday. It will be at 11:30 a.m. as far as I know, unless something changes. 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time this coming Tuesday. Now, the following Tuesday, I would like to do a regular terrific Tuesday with friends over coffee, and any of you who are participating in Amish in April, if you would like to come on as a guest, I can have up to 5 other guests, and we can chat about Amish literature, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, what you've been reading, what you still want to read, anything that you want to chat about. So let me know, either email me privately or let me know in the comments, or whatever you want to do. My email address is in the description. So if you do send me an email, though, put a comment in the video that says I sent you an email just to make sure that I see it. So Then Sarah, the co-host of Amish in April, is going to be hosting 2 live streams on the 2 Saturdays of Amish in April. I believe on the first Saturday it's going to be at noon, and on the last Saturday I believe it's going to be in the evening. Double check with her on her channel. I believe she said it in her announcement video. At the time I had filmed mine, she hadn't told me the times, and so I didn't include that in my announcement video. And now I don't trust my memory enough to say exactly. So check with her and see what time her live streams are going to be. And I hope to participate in those with her as well. And I don't know if we'll do some reading sprints or just chat or what, but it'll be fun, whatever we do. So, and that is on Sarah's channel, The Bookish Knitter. So what am I planning to read? Well, I have, for the this and that prompts, I do have several things to sort of offset each other, but I have a few goals that I want to accomplish. I decided a couple of years ago that I really want to read all of Beverly Lewis's books, and I've been collecting a lot of them. In fact, I think I have all of her series books now, at least her adult series. Now, she did write several series for children, and there's also a series for young adults. I do have that series, but I don't have the children's series, and I'm not super concerned about those right now. I really just want to focus on the Amish fiction. And also, I'd like to read all of her standalones. So I was looking on a website called orderofbooks.com, and they have just about every author that you can think of, at least the very prolific ones. And all you do is search orderofbooks.com / whoever the author is. So I can leave a link for Beverly Lewis's below. I looked up hers and Wanda Brunstetter's because both are very prolific Amish authors. And I don't collect Wanda Brunstetter books. I do own a few, but I would eventually like to read most or all of hers. But first I'm focusing on the Beverly Lewis books. So I went through just looking at her books and realized that I have read her very earliest series, her first trilogy and her first duology. Then, now, I say duology. If you look on Goodreads, that duology, which is the postcard in the Crossroads, I think it's Amish Country Crossroads, is the name of the series. There's a third book, but it really doesn't have anything to do with the other two. I don't know why it's lumped together with those two. It might take place in the same Amish country, but to my recollection, I don't even think there's any crossover characters. So it's a standalone as far as I'm concerned, even though it's lumped in with those two books. So I've read it as well, but anyway, I still consider the postcard in the Crossroads a duology for all intents and purposes. I've read that and I loved it. So The Shunning, which is Lancaster County something. I can't remember the actual name of the series, but it starts out with The Shunning, and it's excellent. Such a good trilogy. So then, and I had read those years ago. So once we started Amish in April, I wanted to revisit some more Beverly Lewis, and I ended up picking up her most recent series, which is a 5-book series called Home to Hickory Hollow, and I finished it up last year. Then, meanwhile, I've been collecting, as I see them at book sales and thrift stores and whatnot, I have been collecting her other series books, and I'm pretty sure I have all of them. So I went on the orderofbooks.com website for Beverly Lewis, and I saw that the 5-book series is the next one in order of publication after the original 2 that I had read. This is called Abram's Daughters, and like I said, it's a 5-book series, and I can get all of these. Got a little bit of adhesive here. These are sticking together. I've got to get the Goo Gone out. So these, I'm pretty sure I can get all of them on Hoopla. And if not Hoopla, I think they're on Scribd. So I may do a combination of the two. I'm not sure. But the first one is The Covenant. Now, I have not even looked at the description or anything. I don't know anything about these books except that they are Amish themed. Book 2 is The Betrayal. Book 3 is The Sacrifice. Book 4 is The Prodigal. And I hope I have these in the right order. I just pulled them off the shelf, assuming I had them in the right order. And book 5 is The Revelation. So I want to listen to all of those. So for the this and that of this, I also want to listen to a standalone by Beverly Lewis. So I will listen to a series and a standalone. And the standalone that I'm going to go with is called The Redemption of Sarah Kane. I'll put a picture. This is the original cover. It's had a couple of other covers since then, but this is the original one that I've seen around. I have not picked it up. I think I've bypassed it at book sales and stuff because I thought, oh, I have so many Beverly Lewis books that I'll just let that one go. I looked, though, in the order of publication of her standalone books. The very first one is The Sunroom, which I have read. I used to own it, but I think I have let it go. It was cute. It wasn't very Amish. It was about a young girl who lived in or around Amish country, but she was not Amish herself. So very loose ties as far as Amish books go. Then the next book in order of standalones is The Redemption of Sarah Kane. I didn't know that there's been a movie made of this, I think 2007, and I read the description of this, and it sounds so good. So listen, here is the premise of The Redemption of Sarah Kane. It's about a woman who's not Amish, but her sister has left the family 12 years earlier and gone and become Amish, and has made her life and home in an Amish community. So she has not heard, as to my knowledge from reading the description, she hasn't heard anything of her sister in 12 years. So she gets the message that her sister has died, and now she is expected to be the guardian of her sister's 3 Amish children. I think that sounds fascinating. I cannot wait to read it. I want to read it, listen to it, and then I want to watch the movie. My library has it, and I'm really excited about it. So if that sounds like something you would like to read, join me and read that with me. Listen to it if you can get it or whatever, and then let's watch the movie. I think that would be fantastic. So anyway, those are the Beverly Lewis books that I am planning to get to. Now, I have a couple of other I have several other audiobooks that I'd like to get to. Some mysteries, but before I tell you about the mysteries, if I get all of those Beverly Lewis books done, and I still have a little bit of time, I also have some books by Beth Wiseman that are on my shelves that I would like to get to because I think I can let these go after I read them. Now, this is a 6-book series. I own 3 of them. The first 4 are on audio on Overdrive. So ultimately, I would like to get those first 4 done. And I don't own a physical copy of the first one. And I'll put a picture here at this exact moment. I'm drawing a blank on what the title is. But the second book is Plain Pursuit. They all start plain something. The third book is Plain Promise. And then I don't own the 4th one, but I do own the 5th one, and it's not on audio on Hoopla or Overdrive, but I think it might be on Scribd, Plain Proposal. And then there is a 6th one. So ideally, I could get all of those done. I could put these 3 in my eBay store and clear up some space on my shelves. That'd be amazing. But that's lower on the priority totem pole than other things. Another series I'd like to finish is the Shipshewana Amish Cozy Mysteries by Vonetta Chapman. So my sister sent me all 3 of these books. That's not the right order. I've listened to the first one. I'm trying to think which one it is. Falling to Pieces is the first one. And then book 2, I think, is this one, A Perfect Square. And then book 3 is Material Witness. So my sister may want these back. She really enjoyed this series. And so, Charlotte, if you're watching this, if you want these back, please comment below. Let me know if you want these back or not. Because I'd like to go ahead and get these finished as well. And then I'll be happy to save these for you either the next time I see you, or I'll mail them to you, or whatever. Another trilogy I'd like to finish is... So this is a this or that. 2 trilogies I've started that I would like to finish. So I have one by one author and one by another author. And the other trilogy is by Wanda Brunstetter. And I'm holding up 4 books. Now we put one down and just stick with the trilogy. So this is The Daughters of Lancaster County. I listened to the first book. This was on Audible Escape back when they had that Audible Escape package, and I listened to this there, and at the time I did not realize and this is called The Storekeeper's Daughter. I enjoyed it very much. I didn't realize that The Quilter's Daughter was the sequel. I had seen this book in various book sales and various places, And I kept looking it up and thinking, oh, but it's book 2 in a trilogy, and the first one doesn't have anything to do with quilting, so I would bypass it. And not even realizing that I had this one all along, and they were all the same series. So I have all of them now, and I want to listen to The Quilter's Daughter. And then the third book is The Bishop's Daughter. I think these are on Hoopla, on audio, wherever they are. I'd like to listen to these, get these done, and then I could let this trilogy go as well. And since there is at least one book that involves quilting, Charla, do you want these as well? Or if not, then I'll put those in my eBay store as well. Maybe you can get them from your library. I don't know. But I'd be happy to share them. Okay, so there's that. Now, as far as mysteries, I mentioned the Vonetta Chapman ones. So I'm going to be having several romance. Most of what I've shown you are romances, except for the Shipshawana Amish mysteries. Those are mysteries. So we'll do some romance and we'll do some mystery. So a couple of other mysteries that I want to get to is the spin-off series by Amanda Flower. It's the Matchmaker, the Amish Matchmaker or Matchmaking series. It's a trilogy right now. I think it's still being written. I was able to get 2 of them from my library. I've actually already listened to this first one. I started and finished this in the first week of April. I went ahead and checked it out on Hoopla because I had one more borrow that I wanted to use, and I listened to it at the beginning of the month to sort of kick off April, and it was really, really enjoyable. I rated it 5 stars. Really enjoyed it. It is set in the same community as the Amish Candy Shop. So the detective is the same person as in the Amish Candy Shop mysteries, and several characters are crossovers, and it's just a lot of fun. So Matchmaking Can Be Murder is the first one, and like I said, I've already listened to it. So the second one is Courting Can Be Killer, and I don't know anything about it. I haven't read anything on the back. That's just book 2. Book 3 is also on Hoopla, but my library doesn't have a physical copy. It's called, and I'll put a picture here, it's called Marriage Can Be Mischief, I believe. So if that's wrong, you'll see it right here. Anyway, I'd like to go ahead and listen to those as well. Now, that's about 16 audiobooks, if you've been counting. If that's not 16, I've got 16 on my list. In fact, let me go get my other phone so I can look it up. I want to make sure I don't forget anything. Okay, so there is one more audiobook that's on my possibilities list because everything I'm reading is very cozy or romance oriented. I want to offset that possibly with something a little more gritty, and that would be book 2 in the Kate Burkholder series by Linda Castillo. Now, Sarah has been reading one of these books every year for Amish in April, and even she said, I don't know, Elizabeth, I don't know if you're going to like it. I did listen to the first book several years ago, well, not several, maybe 3 years ago. We read that for my mystery book club. So I am aware that it is very gritty and much darker than all of the other Amish literature that I'm used to reading. But we shall see. If I could squeeze it in, I might at least give it a try and read a chapter. We shall see. So now all of that so far is audio. So I've got to offset that with a couple of print books. Now, currently right now, I am reading an advanced reader copy of the second book by Debra Torres, who I am going to interview this coming Tuesday. So I am reading that right now, but that's, I'm hoping to get that done before the Readathon starts. If I don't, I'll definitely go ahead and finish it. But I've got a couple of other print books, and the print books will be the opposite of the audiobooks that I'm listening to. But also, the 2 print books that I have picked out, if I get them both read, one is by an author that I have read, and I'll put a picture here. It is book 2 in the I think it's Appleseed Creek Mysteries it's either Appleseed Creek or Apple Creek. I think Appleseed Creek. Anyway, it's by Amanda Flower, and it's a 4-book series. It's one of her earlier series, and I read book 1. It's called Plain Something several years ago, and we read it for my book club. So book 2 is A Plain Scandal, and I was at the library earlier today and I neglected to pluck it off the shelf. So I put it on hold so that it'll be there when I go back on Monday. But I do want to read it. And then I have one in my hand that was in a big lot of Harlequin, not Harlequin, well, Love Inspired is published by Harlequin, but this is from the Love Inspired suspense line, and this is called Plain Secrets. It's by Kit Wilkinson, and this is an author that I have not read. So between my two print books, I've got an author I've read and an author that I have not read. This looked very intriguing to me, and when I read the description, I thought that it sounded good. It says, after years on the Philadelphia police force, Elijah Miller thought he'd left his Amish past behind, but when the murder of a young Amish girl starts to raise suspicions, Eli has no choice but to investigate, and it goes on. But anyway, I thought that sounded like something very interesting, and this I am putting with a big lot of love-inspired suspense books that I am going to be listing on my eBay store. And of all of those, this is the one I most want to read. So I'm going to very carefully read it without breaking the spine and put this back into the box of books. But I need to read it before I can list that lot. So this is a high priority, and the library book is kind of a high priority because that series has been sitting around on our library shelves for a while. And, you know, if something doesn't get checked out for a few years, it gets weeded out. So I always like to do my part to check out books that I don't want the library to weed out, especially if I haven't read them all. So what I may end up doing this year is just going ahead and checking them all out at some point this year, just to give them another 3 years of life in the library, so that'll give me enough time to finish getting the rest of the series read. So anyway, these are the two print books that I would like to read that are Amish themed. I've got others. I have several on my shelves, but you know, this is more than I can get done, I'm sure, in a 12-day period. So I'm going to have to stop there, and hopefully I will be able to get quite a few of these read and listened to, and I'm excited about it. Have you read any of the books that I showed you today? And if not, are you interested in any of them? And would you like to buddy read any of them with me? Let me know if you're participating, what you're reading, and let's just chat in the comments. So that is all I have for this video. I hope you'll join us, Sarah and I, for our live streams that are coming up. And if you can't watch them live, then be sure to join in later and add some comments down in the description or in the comment section. So for now, that's all I have for this video. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.